Right, here we go then. So, I'm going to strip this down. Start off with rocker cover, all the little bits and pieces, bits and bobs, all that sort of stuff. So maybe a bit of time lapse in here. I don't know how to do it yet. So we're going to go for that. I should check the camera angle because it doesn't look right to me. Not quite right, is it? There we go. Right. Okay. Here we go. Tool there. Find out what we do need and what we don't. Like gun. Right, tools we got over here. See, here's what we're dealing with. Let's get to it. First going to remove this now. Or not. Box. Just put all little bits and pieces in. Start by getting all this stuff off. A bit cleaner, out of the way. Proper stand really, but we haven't got one, so we just have to make do. Takes me a while to find tools once you start. Right, now we need these bolts and we need the seals. I haven't been able to find. I find rocker covers, but I can't find these little gaskets anywhere. So if you're doing this conversion and you want to paint the rocker cover like me, just don't throw the seals away. I can't seem to find them. I haven't contacted the Yamaha themselves, but bearing in mind I'm trying to do this on a bit of a budget, so knowing them they probably want stupid money for them. So keep them handy. I've got a box, bolt, there we go, right, so, I'm going to knock this up of there, and get in between here, there we go, try not to tear that gasket, you might use it if it's still good, looks good to me, quite clean in there. Show you the benefits of the video. We are quite clean in here, so I mean, it should be. It's just a good engine. So yeah, we have no spark plugs, but it doesn't matter because we're not using that head. Yeah. Right. Next thing to do is to strip that cover off. Once I position you right. Right. So we need this cover. Oh look, a P-clip. I've got a P-clip for my brake hose and I didn't have to buy one. Lovely dovely. That was a 5mm already, wasn't it? Yes, that was a 5mm already. Pop that out of there. Right, there we go. Oh, it's not really a P-clip, it's sort of half a P-clip. Might still work though. Might be able to close that over that. Get that to hold that quite nicely. Zip all this off of here. Need a little bit of persuasion as well. There we go. Be careful with these gaskets. At all possible, I'm going to try and save what I can. I mean, I will be revisiting this bike in a more detailed fashion if I decide to keep it. Obviously anything that's a problem will get fixed, but like I say, I'm just trying to do this on a budget. There's the cover with the pickup sensor in it. Don't use that. You replace it with, let's see what the differences are. I mean, they look quite visually the same really. I don't know if you can see that. In the back, they're quite the same really. I mean, there must be some sort of reason why it needs to be replaced as it is. But yeah, we're going to need the gasket off of that, so I'll leave that for another time. Clean up. I'm going to paint this outfit so I can match the head. So I'll rock the cover even. Right. Now, normally with an engine stripped down, I'm a mechanic with 15 odd years experience. Normally an engine stripped down, I don't tend to time things up. I'll time it back up when putting it back together, obviously, but I don't tend to time things up. But for the benefits of the video, I will do, because I do recommend anyone who doesn't seriously know what they're doing, I do this for a living, I would recommend timing it up all the time. So we'll do that. Just going to check that camera angle again because I want you to be able to see this properly. I'm going to put this sort of, move the parts box out of the way. Right. That's that there. Right. Now, what we need to do, get the torch. That's how I've got 12 now. Socket. I'm an idiot. Right. Ratchet. Now, timing marks. I believe this split, this here, has to line up with where the crankcase is joined together. Spin that around, put that to there. Like that. This I should show you. So there's the crack or the join of the cases. And we line the mark that says T on there. That shows top dead centre. And now, what should be the case is up in here, you have the two marks in line with the head and pointing at each other, which is what we've got, so that's great. Alright, so set you back down. I do apologise for any wobbly cameras or dodgy lights or anything like that. Like I say, I'm no film producer, video producer, as you can probably tell. Right, so that is now in time. What we now got to do is remove these two bolts here, and then that will detension the chain. I'll get my gun in there. Might be able to do a wobbly extension. One wobbly extension, 5mm Allen key. Lovely. That's one bolt out. I do also recommend, if you're not used to doing this sort of stuff as a hobby or anything like that, try and put bolts back where they come from, because you know, it can cause so much more headaches if you have to spend 5-10 minutes per bolt figuring out where it went. When I do things, it's a little bit different because I'm a mechanic and you kind of get a feel for the things over years. Right, so that's that detension. You can see the chain is now loose. I can pull this pin out of here, which loosens one of the guides. The other guide is just set into a recess here, and it's here, and will pop out once the cams are out. So, that being said, I can now drop out the camshafts and pull those out. So we shall do that. 8mm socket. That's a 10. That's an 8. Right, now there is a bit of sequence to this. As you can see, you will have, turn that light off, turn it off. I have a separate carrier there, separate carrier there. Yes, you can undo the bolts willy-nilly. I wouldn't recommend it. You never know how brittle a camshaft is. Most of the time, it's okay. But who wants to risk that? So, what we do is you undo bolts a little bit at a little bit, so the whole thing raises slowly. Because what you don't want is any broken camshafts or anything like that. I do recommend not using power tools. Like I say, I have the experience. You want to go in diagonal motion and release the one with the less stress first. So ideally the middle, just got one either end holding it. Right, so now that's all loose. Right. So the springs are released. So there isn't much to these. There's not much spring pressure holding them down anyway. So once you've got them loose, let's just take them out. Now keep these in order because these have to go back in exactly the same place. So there's no maybes. You've got an arrow pointing towards the camshaft, sorry, the cam pulley. Alright, the arrows always face the front of the engine. This is classed as the front of the engine because back in the old days when cars, well, pretty much all rear-wheel drive, the engine was this way around, with the gearbox running in between the passenger and driver. So as you'd open the bonnet, it would be this part you see first, hence why it's called the front of the engine. Front, back, cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, they try and keep it as simple as possible. Now, that's all loose, that's all loose. Now it hasn't actually sprung up yet, because what has happened is the cams, the carriers are actually caught on there a little bit. So what we're going to try and do is just ease them off slightly. Try and be a bit ginger with it. It will pop like that, but that's okay. That's sort of half released that one as well. Just want to be kind of a little bit gentle. There we go. Alright, so keeping them in order. What we're going to do as soon as the camshaft is out, I'm going to pop them back in. Because the head I don't have a use for, so that will go for sale to someone else. So, let's do the other one. This one is actually released. Can give a little tap of persuasion as well. That also helps. So that one. Alright, don't go whacking it with a hammer. Just a back of a screwdriver or something like that, you know, just to give them a little bit of a persuasive move. Is that off? That's kind of a bit of a wiggle, but that will come. Started to already down the bottom here. Don't want to gouge into it too much of it, well, at all. So you've got to be very careful. It will release. There we go. Be gentle with it, and it will come. A small tap is still an impact, it still works. You have to give many a small taps. So for now, put those back on there. Right there. Out of the way. So I'm going to loosely secure those back to the head once we're done. Check your camera angle, yeah, you're fine. So now we have the chain, we have this guide here, you can wiggle out. A bit of ignorance, brute force. Or not so much brute force, but just take the other one out first. Right, there's one. And this one will come. A little bit of a pop. So I'm missing something, which I don't think I am. There we go. Lovely. If you do have to grip something like a plastic guide with a pair of pliers, just be gentle, try and use as less force as possible, because if you mark it, you're in trouble. Also need this little piece off, don't we? And we need it off the other engine, so I'm going to go and split off the other engine. I could test how tight that bolt is really. See if my little impact gun will do it. No, it might be a bit more difficult than I thought. Oh yeah, there's nothing to that at all. Nothing to it at all. Right. So this is the one we need. I'll put them both the right way around. This is the SL one. So the 5EB one has a bit of paint on it. And there we go, you can see the difference there. Got the second tab here on the 5EB one, whereas we don't have that on the SL one. So that'll be that. So the 5EB one, now we're not really taking this chain off, we're just going to leave it sort of dangling so I can bolt this back on straight away. So we should do that. That'll go on there. I will torque these bolts down. I recommend that anyone doing anything engine wise, torque everything. These little bolts on the top, the head bolts, obviously head bolts is imperative, but anything like this, I mean particularly this is a spinning bolt, you need to torque it. But I'm not going to in the video. I'm going to come back to this and just run over things off camera just to make sure I haven't missed anything, and do all the little finicky bits and pieces. So that's that. We can let this chain drop into the bottom of there. That'll bunch up in there and stay out of the way. Lovely jubbly. I don't know why I keep saying that, I never normally say it, by the way, people. Take some of these hoses off and stuff, just to, ouch, clean up the engine a little bit. We probably won't need them because I've got every hose possible known from the other engine. That's that. So the head is ready to come off. So what we're going to do is we're going to unbolt these little suckers now, because these aren't anything important, they just kind of stop an oil leak happening down here. So we're going to remove those. It's not my choice of music on YouTube, people, it's an advert, some sort of techno thing. Not my cup of tea, that's for sure. Alright, we have oil in a hole there, there's a bolt down in that hole. Maybe we should love it. We'll get a rag for that. We'll do this microfiber off. Yeah, it's microfiber, it doesn't matter, I only use them once when cleaning my car anyway, so I'll put them to good use by cleaning out oil and stuff. Right. I'm going to put you a bit higher up so you can actually see my face, hopefully. Not a very pretty picture, but you know. Right, so that in there is 12mm. So we need our 12mm, wherever it disappeared to, there it is. Right, now head bolts need to be undone in a sequence too. The sequence doesn't so much matter undoing. You're not going to cause any damage by peeling a head off. But in general, still do a diagonal motion, work your way. It's arguable you work your way up from the middle out or from the outside into the middle. It doesn't really matter. I would say obviously 110% follow the tightening procedure when putting the head back on, but as far as removing it, won't bother too much. This engine's probably going to move all over the place because I haven't got a proper stand, so probably easier without the extension here to get a little bit close to the head. We'll get used to it. These are pretty tight, I'm not going to lie. Chalking them back up should be fun. I have to get a hand in doing it. What's the best way of doing this? Do I still have my breaker bar here? No, I don't. No. Fucking things. Right. Rethink this. Little situation we've got here. Would help if I had a proper stand. Which I don't. That one's. Oh, that's weird. That bolt's really high up. I don't know why that is. I found a problem. Take the problem, people. As you can see, all our head bolts are quite far deep in a hole. You know, get my finger quite nice in that. Oh, yeah. But this one, look at that. It stood right up high. That's slightly worrying. That is slightly worrying. Okay, let's get his head off. Right, I'm going to get this head off camera so I don't look like a complete fool struggling with an engine, and also I can then drop it on the floor and have my way with it. So I shall do that. See you in a sec. Hello, we're back. Alright, I've got the head off. Piece of piss on the floor. Obviously I'm going to lean on it then. Going to check these cylinders in a minute. The thing with that head bolt, bit weird. I should show you. I'm going to tidy this bench up a little bit in a sec. Right, I'll get your viewing eyes on this. I've never noticed this before. I don't know whether that's the same on this head, but then again, I'm quite new with these bikes, so don't know. Maybe comment. We got quite a nice deep hole for most of these.
as you can see. Lovely. But then there's that one. It's really high up, which is strange. You know, you got right down there, right up there. All the bolts are exactly the same length. That's the one that come out of that spot. So it's a little bit strange. So anyway, that's done for. Right. So that is the head complete, finished with. What we should do, I'm just going to pop these cams back in, just loosely, because I'm going to sell this lot complete. I don't need it. I won't be sitting around my garage. So if anyone's after a 5SL cylinder head, I have one. It's a pretty good one. The engine is a low mileage, or low mileage engine anyway. Good compression and all that, so the head will be okay as well. Not going to ask much for it, be like 50 quid or something like that, you know, just to help someone out, gets it out of my way. I paid quite a bit of money for the engine, so if you want to say, buy it at a decent price, then I'll be charging a couple £100 for it, at least compared to how much the whole engine cost me. To be honest, I'd rather buy an engine off of someone I can count on, rely on, and trust their word, rather than some random pile of crap off eBay where you've been told it's all good, brilliant, lovely, dive into it and it's not. It's far from it. That's what I'm not up for. I was going to do the cylinder liner repair on the 5EB, but the problem is that I'd never ridden this bike before, so I didn't know what second gear was like. I didn't want to go and spend the 700 odd quid it's going to cost me to get the cylinder liners repaired and the engine built back up again, and all the parts that I need and things like that. It's quite a long turnaround as well, so I just went with this option. So there's no point in destroying that anymore, or risking that, making the risk any better, or worse, should we say, for the sake of buying a cheaper engine. Right, I'm going to check out these liners now. These head bolts will go in here. Put a rocker cover over here on top of the engine. Straight bolt. Right, another straight bolt. Okay, right. 5SL trigger wheel, which we don't need, and go in that box. Right, let's have a look at these cylinders. Because the 5SLs can crack as well. They can crack as well. Not as common, but I think probably, to be honest, that's only because they are a younger engine. They are from the same manufacturer, obviously, so, you know, they probably haven't done anything with revision to the liners. Obviously I can't measure how thick the liners are compared to the 5EB. Got my chains stuck in it. Right. there is probably no difference here, apart from the fact that one's cracked and this one isn't. So when this bike is being used again, it will be warmed up properly. I'm just going to knock this little thermostat out enough as well, because obviously I want to clean this up as best I can. And this is just minging, so that can come off. Right, that's just an outlet. It's just a port, no thermostat in there. Remember, this is the first time I've stripped one of these engines. Might as well take the oil cooler off as well, I suppose. I am going to change the sump over for the 5EV one as well. You don't have to, but for exhaust clearance issues and things like that, I don't think they cause much of an issue with clearance, but I think it's a little bit close from what I've heard and found out. And I like to make things look as factory as possible. So yeah, we'll go with that. That's that off. Bleed a bit of oil over pocket that off there. Oh gosh. Right. We're bleeding! We're bleeding! Shove that in there. Right, let's get another one. Right, so I only got halfway through checking the liners in there. So, she'll move back onto that. Find that 12 in a socket. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this off TDC. Bring them sort of halfway down, like that, because the cracks start at the top. So if there's no cracks at the top, there won't be any at the bottom or anything like that. So we don't have to worry about that. We have no cracks in that one, which is good. We have no cracks in that one, which is good. And we have no cracks in that one, which is also good. No cracks in there. Fantastic. That is awesome. Right. So, what I'm now going to do, I'm going to leave them drop to the bottom like that. I am going to clean the tops of these pistons. Not massively. You don't need to overdo it. Bear in mind they are aluminium. You don't want to fuck them. Taking any wet metal away from them would be detrimental to the engine. So they're better off left, worst case scenario. I am going to be cleaning this engine over again because it starts to get a little bit of fluffy, weird, sort of like coolant, fluff, frost, whatever you want to call it. I'll take off this in little bits and pieces. So, next, this clutch cover. I'll take that off because I've got to repair this. This is minging. So I'll do that. I've got some proper exhaust sealer, proper liquid gasket. So we'll do that. Nick these screws or bolts out of here. Another reason to go over an engine well is because they ain't tight. They're not meant to be overly tight anyway, but you know, you can do it a little bit more torque than that. I mean, they're going camera's not even impacting. And this gum impacts really easy. It's only about the 3/8 drive. Snap on.